Welcome everybody. This is hopefully the first of many videos. What our plans are to post encouraging videos throughout the week, things to stay in touch, to stay connected. It is so important at this time that we stay connected as a tribe. We have to stay connected to each other so that we can reach out to the greater community and really represent Christ at this time. That phrase, at this time, it keeps ringing in my head. It draws me back to the time of the Babylonian captivity when the children of God were taken into captivity and the hardness that they went through. I get it. We look back on the books like Daniel and Esther and we see the great things that God was doing and his hand moving. But understand that the people were going through hard times, fearful times, but they were made for those times. Think of the book of Esther and that wonderful phrase that Mordecai says to Esther. Esther, you were made, you were put in the position that you're in for such a time as this. In other words, God had all this planned. God planned you from before the foundations of the earth. He planned you and said, I'm going to put you at this place at this time for my purposes and my reasons. You're going to fit perfectly. That's what we want to do at this time when there's so much fear and panic around it. We want to rise up to be God's people, to be Christ's body, to be instruments of the Holy Spirit for such a time as this. So this very day, consider God's purpose for you. Look for the opportunities that he has laid out for you to rise above fear. It doesn't mean you don't have fear. It doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means fear doesn't shape you. You go on despite the fear. Just like Esther, you go into that throne room. You go into that throne and you advocate for God's people, where you're going to go out into that community and you're going to advocate for Jesus Christ. You're going to advocate for hope. Think of the opportunities today that God has for you even now. Like I said, this is hopefully going to be the first of many videos. There'll be some announcements at the end. For instance, I want to announce that we're sending out a letter with information to all the members of the tribe that has information on our services and on tithes and offerings and staying connected in life groups and things like that. So be prepared to receive that letter. And if you didn't get one, contact the office. Likewise, stay up to date on our Facebook page. That's going to be our main source of information dissemination. So keep in contact with Facebook that way. If you're not on the one call or not receiving our one calls, please call the church office and let them know. We've got to get you on that because that's another prime source of information dissemination. Also, don't forget, we are not having Sunday morning services here at the church building like we normally do. We're encouraging our life groups to get together. We're encouraging, if you're not a part of a life group, to call the church. We'll get you in a life group. Even if you're not in a life group, get with brothers and sisters. It is so important that we physically meet together in small groups. I get it, very small groups, but gather together to encourage, pray over one another for such a time as this. We need the physical contact. Now, where we need the physical contact in small groups, you can call, you can Facebook, you can email, you can stay in contact with people without coming into physical contact. I encourage you to do that as well. Think of the people in your tribe or in your life, neighbors down the road that need a word of encouragement, that need to know they're not alone at this time. Please reach out. Let's rise above all this. Now, we want to use these videos as an opportunity for you as well. So if you have prayer requests or things on your heart, post them at the bottom of this video. And we're going to be looking over these. We're going to be praying for you. Even if you have fears, you can bring those and the community will encourage you and pray over these things as well. So please post your prayer requests and your needs under this video. They will be checked and we will get through this time. God has appointed us for such a time as this. We love you. God bless.